Radio ìmọ̀ fún gbogbo olùgbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́. Yes Media Academy Radio.
Everything I want to hear.
Everything, man. It's the best station.
Yes Media Academy Radio. We are
Everything I want to hear.
It's 6 o'clock from Yes Smart Radio, the First Media Academy Radio. Good evening and thank you for joining us on Yes News Now. In the headlines, more Nigerians stranded in France, others to return home. Insurgency, NDA cadets complete 3-week special combatant training. Oba Palace attack, PDP accuses APC of assassination attempt on party leaders. This and many more is what we have for you in our news bulletin this evening. Good evening once again and welcome to Yes News Now. My name is Olatunde Idowu. Amid the COVID-19 pandemic ravaging the world, the federal government says more Nigerians stranded in France and other European countries have been evacuated to the country. This was disclosed today by the chairman of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NITCAM, Abike Dabiri Iriwa, via Twitter. Dabiri Iriwa explained that the citizens who departed airports in Paris are expected back today and will land at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport in Abuja, the nation's capital. The evacuation exercise was coordinated by the Nigerian mission in France under Ambassador Modupe Irele and monitored by the Commission. Upon arrival, the Nigerian returnees are expected to proceed on a 14-day self-isolation as mandated by the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19. Meanwhile, over 6,370 Nigerians have been evacuated from abroad, and that's according to NITCAM. In an effort to curb the menace of activities of Boko Haram insurgency and banditry in the country, final year Army cadets of 67 regular corps of the Nigerian Defense Academy (NDA) have concluded a 3-week practical special warfare training tagged exercise Camp Highland. The final battle in inoculation exercise, which involves the firing of live ammunition of various weapons at combat team level on selected targets, is designed to expose the officer cadet to the real battle situation. Speaking at the closing of the 3 weeks training at Kachia in Kaduna State, the former Chief of Defense of Benin Palace, addressing journalists in Benin City, the Edo State capital, Chairman of Obaseki Shuaibu Campaign Council, Dan Obi, alleged that the attack carried out on the PDP convoy could lead to a serious conflict involving states which had their governors in attendance. Obi insisted that the APC had no official engagement at the palace, calling on security agencies to ensure those found culpable will be made to face the law. The killings in Kaduna has the potential of leading to a round of national crisis that may threaten the fabric of democracy in the country. The Alliance for Surviving COVID-19 and Beyond ASCAB has warned. The coalition of labor and over 80 civil society groups also blamed the federal government for the mayhem, adding that the central authority has the constitutional responsibility to ensure the protection of lives and properties everywhere in the country. It said the mayhem in Kaduna only reflect the community version of the growing culture of brigandage within the political class. Last Friday, scores of people were killed in southern Kaduna by armed groups. Katsina, Zamfara, and many states on North Central have seen a string of bloodletting in recent months. There seems to be more trouble for the management of the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC) at the House of Representatives on the strength of queries by the Auditor General of the Federation over certain expenditures at the Interventionist Agency. The ongoing probe of the activities of the Commission by an ad hoc committee of the House has already exposed many alleged shady deals of the Commission. Many Nigerians are calling for heads to roll over the development. But a report from the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation to the House Committee on Public Accounts on the finances of the Commission points to more damning revelations coming. The embattled leadership of the NDDC is exposed to call by the National Assembly that the Commission be returned to the Presidency for supervision, as was the case in the past. The AUGF, in its report on NDDC covering the period 2008 to 2012, raised questions over extra budgetary expenditure, award of emergency contracts, and paying for unexecuted contracts. The Commission's response is that the resort to the award of emergency contract was to ensure that peace prevailed in the regime, and that there was no way it could identify projects such as roads and other infrastructures which might need emergency attention. For managing its largest overseas cash disbursement of $45 million, the United States Navy has honored a Nigerian-born officer, Lieutenant Victor Agumbiade, with the Navy and Marine Corps Development Medal. The Navy hailed Agumbiade, who emigrated to Lake Crystal, Minnesota from Nigeria in 2007, for demonstrating superior leadership and unswavering determination, wise judgment, and complete dedication to duty. The authorities all said he was able to account for every cent put in his care while serving at Camp Lemoa in Djibouti. The award certificate says of him meritorious service while serving as disbursing officer, Comptroller Department, Camp Lemonia, Djibouti, from October 2019 to July 2020 in support of Operation Enduring Freedom and Overseas Contingency Freedom. Ondo State Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu has cautioned the opposition People's Democratic Party (PDP) against further deployment of violence and thuggery in the state. Akeredolu stated the violence and thuggery that characterized the primary of the PDP were part of the venue, the Dawn, were destroyed. Apologies, I'll take that story again. You're still listening to Yes News Now, coming to you from Yesma Radio. Ondo State Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu has cautioned the opposition People's Democratic Party (PDP) against further deployment of violence and thuggery in the state. Akeredolu stated the violence and thuggery that characterized the primary of the PDP, where parts of the venue, the Dome, were destroyed, will no longer be tolerated. He said his administration was disturbed and appealed to the PDP to exercise restraint in deploying violence. The governor said he will not hesitate to deploy the full weight of the law in order to protect Ondo citizens. Akeredolu, who spoke through his Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Donald Ojogo, said it was unacceptable and unimaginable that politicians will want to use violence to achieve personal aim. He said he received credible calls that there was serious threat to lives and property during the PDP primary, which was held last Wednesday. A group, the Association of New Igbo Democrats, has taken on the Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, over his conduct before an ad hoc committee of the House of Representatives on Tuesday. The committee, which was investigating Ngige's suspension on the management of the Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Fund (NISTEF), had summoned the minister to explain the reason for his action. But rather than answer the question posed to him, Ngige started by saying that members of the committee were his younger brothers, except Honorable James Faleke, a known political ally of the All Progressive Congress (APC) national leader Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who he said might be up to 60. Faleke interrupted Ngige, saying he was well over 60, but the minister described Faleke as a small boy, saying that he, Ngige, is of the same age with Asiwaju Tinubu, who the minister called Faleke's mentor in Lagos. Reacting to the development in a statement yesterday, the Association of New Igbo Democrats described Ngige's action before the ad hoc committee as regrettable. That'll be all on Yes News Now, but before I go, let me quickly bring you a recap of the stories I brought to you earlier. In the news, we told you that more Nigerians stranded in France, other countries to return home. And insurgency, Nigeria Defense Academy cadets complete 3-week special combatant training. Oba Palace attack, PDP accuses APC of assassination attempt on party leaders. That'll be all on Yes News Now for now. Please join us again tomorrow for another comprehensive news package. The Yoruba version of Yes News Now comes up immediately after this. Many thanks for listening. My name is Olatunde Ido. Good evening.